That's the question we've been wondering. Where has Toby been?
What the?
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god! No!
What?
What's happening?
Toby,
He's
what are you
back!
Oh my god!
Oh shit! For the love of God!
The game has returned. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Backrow Boys. I'm Eddie Matthew. I'm joined with my other Backrow Boys, Mr. Chris and Mr. Stan. How y'all doing out there? Chris, you doing good? You having a good week?
Mr. Popo.
Mr. Popo. It's the name stuck, yo.
The name's famous now, my friend. That's your name now.
Finally,
right?
No more screwdriver. No more Stan the Man, Mr. Popo.
My goodness. Please know, I don't like to. I'm not gonna lie to you, Stan. I'm not a big fan of that name. Sorry, I got pulled over today. I passed a stop sign and I got pulled over. So.
Oh really?
Got a ticket. First ticket in years. So.
Damn, dude, that's the worst. The stop sign ones that happened to me in college. Ugh.
Oh my goodness, it's the worst, man. It's the worst. But hey, to all the viewers, thank you for continuously watching. Episodes have been crazy. We've been getting a lot of great feedback, so we appreciate you guys commenting, liking, and continue to subscribe. Tell your friends about us and tell your families about us. We are here to stay. We are the back row, and we're going to continue to stay in the back row. So, fellas, obviously, as we've been doing these episodes, as we are now in season 2, we always get, that question. You guys know what I'm talking about? Which question?
No idea. I'm just kidding. I think we know.
Oh my goodness. No idea, huh? Stan?
When are we bringing guests on? Right? That's the question.
That is also a very nice question that we
That's what you're going for?
But hey, this is the question that the community, the viewers have been asking for. Where has Toby been? The $1 million question we've been all getting, all three of us individually, by people that we see in the streets, by text message, by phone call. Where has Toby been?
Who's Toby?
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's
been so long.
It's been so long.
Oh, you talking about that guy that took that shitty ass picture of me in Chicago?
That's the guy. That's the guy.
Oh my god. Good riddance.
Man.
Yeah. I almost forgot that picture.
That's the question we've been wondering. Where has Toby been?
What the?
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Oh my god! No!
What?
What's happening?
Toby,
he's
what
back!
Oh my god!
Oh shit! For the love of God!
The game has returned.
Oh my god! Time to play the game.
The recording time. I just got the email today. Have y'all been recording before this?
We've been recording a few episodes.
Oh my gosh!
That's a little bit.
Man,
well, just wanted to, hey, we're back together, boys.
We're back.
Oh my god! The return. The
wanted to clear
original
up all
four,
the rumors
right?
of how much Stan hates me, how much Chris has been killing me in fantasy football, how much me and Abby don't talk anymore. There's just been a lot of drama that we gotta address right here, right now.
Dude,
Best time to do it.
That's always the fun part. I mean, so I'll tell you my side of it. I've been hearing from like people I see in random places at random events, like, where is Toby? They don't even get to like, oh, you're part of the Backrow Boy or whatever. They're just like, dude, where's Toby? What happened to Toby? What's going on? Is there beef between y'all? Like, do y'all get this, Chris? Like, Stan, do y'all get this same situation or no?
Yeah, dude, I get the questions from, our dedicated fans. They're just like, where's Toby? I'm like, what about our topics? Dude, y'all not fucking listen to that. Y'all just notice the one missing square. But nah, dude, I've been getting that question too. And honestly, I just been like, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. Stan, what about you, buddy?
Yeah, man. The original Backrow Boys viewers, y'all remember Toby was our original host. Before Abby kind of took over these role. We had the undisputed champion Toby Matthew there, and he was holding down the fort for quite some time. But yeah, I get it all the time. They're like, "Where the hell is Toby? Where the hell is Toby? Where the hell is Toby?" I don't know where Toby is.
But hey, fuck it. We're here. We're together. Back together again. Drama. We'll figure that out. But hey, how y'all been? I've been listening. Y'all been doing pretty good. Solid stuff. I saw double stands. That was kind of interesting, kind of freaky, but hey, I liked it. I liked the other stand a little bit better though.
Oh, it was scary, my friend. It was a very scary time. So
It was a rough 2 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So hey, what have you been talking about?
Well, like what Toby was saying, we're back together and that's what counts. And like, it's always, hey man, we're happy you're back, man. And I'm glad you're going to enjoy or join us in this conversation that we're going to have. And yeah, man, I mean, yeah, man, double stand is great, but hey, you're better, my friend. So welcome back.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, man. How's everyone doing? Stan, you having a good week? Busy?
Yeah, man. So I have actually a big life update for you guys. So recently I put in my 60-day notice. I don't know if y'all have to do that. We have to put a 60-day
60
notice
days,
for our job.
Jesus.
No, I just stopped showing up to work. I don't know what 60-day notice was.
So 0 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put in my 60-day notice. So I'm actually working in primary care right now. I'm going to be working there until the end of, or middle of November. But I did recently accept a job at an urgent care. So not too far from me either, in Rockwall, about 20 minutes from here. So I'm very excited, man. Big life changes coming going in the way honestly, when I got this job, I thought it was going to be my career job. I could see myself here for, 15, 20 years until I retire. But again, I just saw this opportunity that I couldn't pass up. I had a couple coworkers that transitioned from the job I currently am to where I'm going, and they all loved it. Again, the only downside is I have to work some weekends, some holidays, but it's only 13 days a month. So again, I get a lot more free time. And if I want to, I can schedule it in a way where I can have 4-day weekends every other weekend. So again, I'll work some weekends, I'll work some evenings, but I'm looking forward to it, man. A big life change is coming my way. So.
Man, well, hey, shout out to you, my friend. Congratulations.
Well, corporate America have to cry, beg, write 10-page essays as emails to even get approved for a 4-day weekend. So, hey, that's awesome.
Dude, that's awesome. Dang, 13 days a month. That's crazy.
It's not bad. So what are you gonna be doing the other days if it's not yeah, man?
I don't know. So I mean, right now I think I'm gonna try to go to the gym in the mornings. I go pretty early to work right now, so this new job will allow me to kind of work out in the mornings. I feel like when I was working out in the mornings, I feel like I was at my peak stand for the most part. Going in the afternoon sucks. I don't know if y'all experience this either, but going in the afternoon, everyone's there. There's no machines available. Like you have to wait. There's people behind you. Like you can't get a good lift in because like I'm lifting and then there's somebody behind me that's waiting. He's like, how many more reps, bro? I just started, but then I feel bad. I was like, I'm only one more rep left, and then I just let him go. I was get scared.
Dude,
Wait, so in the urgent care, do you have like a set like time you had to go in? No, right? Or like they'll tell you, hey, Thursday come in at 10 a.m. type deal?
No, so our shifts are 8 to 8.
Oh, nice.
So 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. They're not 24 hours or anything. So after 8, the clinic's closed or the urgent care is closed. So and it's a pretty low acuity urgent care, so they don't do like EKGs, ultrasounds, or anything like that. It's pretty much what I see here at my job, but just a little bit more higher acuity.
Isn't EKG pretty like standard to have?
And y'all remember when y'all didn't know what an EKG was?
Yeah,
remember that?
I do.
Shit, I forgot.
This is me even after watching 13 seasons of Grey's. I had no idea what it was.
Because half y'all don't have hearts. That's why. So
that's true.
That's what it is.
Man, well, like I said, congrats, Dan. Did they reach out to you or did you reach out to them or how did that all work?
So what happened was, again, I was happy in my current job. My coworkers had left from my current job to this new clinic. So I was like, hey, why is everyone leaving? So I asked one of my coworkers, hey, can you get me in touch with the recruiter? It was crazy how fast everything happened too. So I texted the recruiter on a Friday. He set up a virtual visit or Zoom interview on a Monday, and then they offered me the job by Thursday. So everything was just so quick. Like I didn't anticipate, I thought it would be like a month and a half process, but within the time I reached out to the recruiter, into less than a week, I had a new job lined up.
Dang.
And the one thing I'll tell you guys, I don't know if y'all have been in this position with having new jobs or not. When you're at one job and you have a new job offer and they really want to keep you, you have so much leverage. Like there's so much that your company will do to kind of keep you. I always tell people, the best time to look for a new job is when you have a current job, not when you're unemployed. Because when you're unemployed, I feel like it's so hard to find a new job. But when you have something good, it's so easy to kind of find another one.
Oh yeah. Man, look at you, man. Just killing the game. Dude, leveraging, getting job left and right.
Yeah, dude.
The PA.
Wait, I wanna know, why do you have to do a 60-day notice? That's pretty crazy. We just do 2 weeks notice.
Yeah, I think in healthcare it's a little different. Because I feel like as a provider, I have a whole panel of patients. So I feel like to get a new provider, because again, you'd be very surprised. It's hard to find a male who wants to do primary care too. So I think we're kind of a rare breed. So again, just to give enough time for the new provider to come in, for them to train them, for that transition to kind of happen. 2 weeks is just not enough. So they have to kind of do that 60-day notice. I think that's pretty common actually in healthcare. A lot of my friends, when I told them 60-day notice, are like, damn, that's a long time.
Interesting. Damn, yeah, I just realized I have to find a new primary care. Fuck.
Hey man, I'm still there for 2 months. Come on in.
Oh, yeah.
And Backrow Boys viewers, come on in too. You know, I'm a great provider. I'll take care of you.
Any
Don't come. He's about to leave us.
Discount?
Discount?
I mean, look at us, man. We're all now. Look at our lives. Like we're all working, getting job offers. Chris is having a baby. Toby's back on the podcast. I'm here. It's crazy. Like, who would have thought 5 years ago, like all these things are gonna happen? Like, who would have like? I mean, like me, now that I'm 29 minus 5, I'm back when I was 24. Who knows about what I was doing?
You're 29.
What? Oh,
You're
guys,
younger than all of us.
I'm 29, guys. I'm 29. I'm younger than I'll get fined. I'm 32. Jesus, why'd you have to bring that up?
Damn.
No, Ebby, don't say
5 years ago, you're my age.
I saw your post, Ebby. I saw your post. You just sold a house there. So
Yeah, I saw
congrats
that
on that,
too.
buddy.
Sold the house.
Congrats, bro.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, Stan getting new jobs. Everyone's doing some big things. Yes, I did sell a house today, so that was kind of why I was, running around all day busy. But I mean, overall, it's crazy, like to kind of see how we've grown as friends, as Backrow Boys, as just people in general. Like, you guys ever wondered how do we get here, right? Like, I always wondered all the time, like, man, like all the the struggles in life, all the good days, all the bad days, it all comes together at them. But I mean, I guess what I wanted to kind of ask you guys, you may have had five-year plans 5 years ago, but what's your all's 5-year plans going forward? Like, you ever wonder about these things? Like, me personally, I sometimes think about I want to do, well in real estate, want to continue to work my job, maybe have a couple kids running around, who knows? From my wife, just wanted to kind of be exactly right about that. But yeah, kind of want to throw that out to you. Like, Chris, yeah, what's your 5-year plan?
Man, yeah, it's a fantastic question. Let me I wrote some things down because
you got to speak?
speech. And before I get into this, are y'all in the same house?
We are. We are.
I just realized, as you were talking, I was like, man, y'all's room color looks like the same. I was, oh shit, y'all in the same place.
Wait a minute.
Well,
Whenever you see that log poster, know he's in the Raleigh house because Roshni will not let him bring that over to their house.
I'm supposed to never come home. So
Yeah.
Dang. Well, all right, my 5-year plan. So I guess I'd kick it off, 2 episodes ago, we talked about me having a baby, or I guess Amy, birthing the baby, and I watching, help her take care of the baby.
yeah,
so I would.
You played your part. You played your part, Chris.
I did my part. Did a good job. Thank you. But yeah, I would say minimum I want to have 2 kids, or I think max maybe, I don't know, I would say 3, I guess, but we'll see how that goes. So I think, 5 years, I would say hopefully we can, God willing, we have 2 kids and kind of start that, parenting life together. So that would be pretty cool. The other one, I guess that comes to mind pretty, I guess career-wise would be just moving up in my role. So I started in a new role in product management about 3 months ago now. So still kind of, trying to understand the role and trying to get better at it. But the hope is I can get into a senior role. Or I guess 5 years, we'll see how it happens. But I think what I always enjoyed in my career, or what I do, is being a manager or a team lead almost. So that'd be really fun if I can do that as a product manager. I think I would enjoy that, working with other people and helping them and kind of managing people. That's always been fun for me. So that's the hope there. And then, even just financially, just having things set. So, we're probably going to get a car end of this year or early next year, so hopefully get that shit paid off. And
when you say we, are we saying the Backrow Boys? You're getting us a car, or
yeah, you guys are paying for it. What do you mean? Company car, baby.
Company car.
Man, when that's the goal. That's in my 5-year plan, to get us a company car. That'd be cool.
It'd be a Civic, but it works.
I'll fucking take it. Yeah, so get that paid off, and just in general financially, just be in a good spot. I don't know if I have any goals. I guess that's one thing I should probably look into, like figuring out more like financially, like 5 years, where do I want to be? I guess if I think like 15, 20 years, my goal financially would just be to be able to allow my kids to do what they want, like extracurricular activity wise, like we didn't get to do that. So that'd be kind of cool. Like financially being in a good spot to where if my son wants to get like, I don't know what I was about to say, but if my son wants to get like a private trainer, I get a fucking private trainer, so that'd be kind of cool. Or my daughter, if she wants a private trainer, whatever it goes. And then the last thing I'll add is just to get back into shape. So hopefully it doesn't take me 5 years to do that, but just get in shape and stay in shape. And, hopefully when I'm 35, I'm not a fat fuck. So, so that's my 5-year plan. Is it a good plan? Y'all think it's decent?
Fantastic. I need
that's
some
need to work on it a little
very
bit.
family oriented, Chris. I like that.
Very nice.
Thanks, man.
Well, Chris, let me ask you, like, now that obviously you and your wife are expecting, but like, you have any like, fatherhood? What's your feeling on there? Are you excited? Are you nervous? Like, is it like, what's that feeling like?
A year ago, I was like not ready. I would say, like, I was like, man, like, just not sure. Like, how is that going to be? Like, am I going to be a good dad financially? Like, just bringing a kid into this world and stuff. But I guess like more and more, like, Amy's 16 weeks, when we're recording this episode, so that's a big deal. 4 months. The more and more we get closer to it, I guess the more and more I get excited about it, and just kind of just imagining like what that life's going to be like, and even, this weekend, like getting to go to Austin with y'all and getting to have Ava there too. Like that was, fun, just spending time with her. And I feel like the more and more I spend with her, the more and more I get excited to be a dad, just because, I don't know, you get to see how she's like growing up and how she's starting to say words and how she's starting to recognize people and her little quirkiness. Like that's fun. So yeah, man, it'll be crazy. So, when it happens, hopefully I can learn from y'all. I'm sure y'all are fathers somewhere.
Maybe.
I don't know what I mean.
Hope not too.
Yeah, sure. Man, that's pretty cool, man. I like those goals, man.
What about y'all? What are y'all trying to do in 5 years?
Because Stan, didn't you say you were like you saw yourself at your previous clinic forever, then you got the new job? So does that change like what your new mindset is for the next 5 years from now?
See, I think that's the mindset that I try to go into. I feel like once I get into something, I try to be as loyal as possible, right? So again, my intention was never to kind of job hop from one job to another. I think it's very, difficult to find a good job to where you fit and have a good culture around too, and I can pay the bills, right? And then I think I had to look into what I value the most, right? As I'm getting older and on, again, I'm the youngest one out of all of us, but as I'm getting older and older, I'm realizing that, you can always make more money, right? You can always, work overtime. You can, get a better job that pays more money, but a lot of times that comes with additional stress. What I value now is time, right? You can make more money, but you can't make more time. And I think that's what this new job allows me to do. So again, I haven't started yet. Who knows? When I start in the next couple of months, it may be something that I hate. But again, I'm not going to know until I try, right? Again, I would much rather try and regret than, say no and stay, stagnant. And then, in the back of my mind, be like, man, I wish I did this. I wish I did this. But in regards to your 5-year question, in 5 years, I'll be 34. So,
damn.
Oh man. So, yeah, I'm not looking forward to, I'm looking forward to being 34 eventually, but again, I feel like my whole life is going to be completely different. I think the biggest thing is, number one, I think priority is health, right? So making sure I'm healthy, making sure mom's healthy, being able to do my things with my parents, or my mom while she's still here, right? Because again, I think that's the one thing we'll kind of all realize is, I think I'm starting to realize that now more than anything else, that we're seeing our parents kind of get old, right? And again, they've taken care of us our whole entire life. And I think it's going to be the time for that role reversal now. So again, while we have that, I think that's kind of where my top priority is, kind of making sure that, in 5 years, I'm able to spend as much time with my close friends and family as possible. So that's kind of my number one priority career-wise. I think we'll see what this new job entails. And if I like it, who knows, it might be a career job. But again, I may get bored of it, 2, 3 years down the line and want something different. Again, ideally, it would be awesome to go like part-time, be able to pay my bills and then spend time with friends, family, travel, things like that. Financially, I think I'm okay, kind of set for now. Again, parents work very hard to get me to this point where I am right now. It's just like Chris. I want to make sure that I'm able to pass that down to my kids as well, make sure that they have no struggles. Whatever they want to do, allow them to do that as well. So I think my 3 priorities, time or health, career, I think I'm in the right path. But as we'll kind of all realize, in 5 years, it's not going to envision anything what I look like, right? I could have little stands running around here, if that's kind of in the picture. I could be in a new country or a new state, right? Again, ideally, I would like to stay here, but I'm kind of going with the flow, right? I'm not locked down to one thing. And I think that's something that we all have to be open to too, is we may have some vision for our next 5 years, but I would probably say 80 to 90% of those things probably aren't going to happen, right? Or not in a bad way, right? What's meant to happen is going to happen. I think we just got to learn how to pivot and kind of change accordingly, or kind of adapt to the situation. I don't know if that answered y'all's question, but I just went on a random rant.
That answers it well. I like that.
That's some good points, dude.
So, thanks, man. I'll try. What about you, Abby? What's your 5-year plan? You'll be like 40 by then?
Okay. First that was hurtful. No way to start that off. Just for the record, everyone, I'm 32, but I act like I'm 25. But whatever, that's a long story. But no, I mean, for me, when I was 27, I don't know if I had so many goals. I just had like a few things, like pay off my student debt and like get out of any weird situations, try to find a relationship, trying to continue to climb up my career and stuff like that. So that was like always my goals going into it. And then like now that I'm 32, those last 5-year goals was just I feel like I accomplished most of them, and I feel like I was at a good place. But the next 5 years I'll be 37, and so like okay, that's but no, it's for me. I really want to conquer real estate. I really want to and when I say conquer, just in my own eyes, not to kind of because I don't know if you guys follow like realtors on Instagram, and I'm not talking crap about anybody. I'm just a very different type of realtor. I'm not always, maybe because I'm not good at social media all the time. Like I'm not always posting every minute of real estate. I'm not posting like, oh, hey, I just made $1 million. I made $200 million. I've also been that kind of guy where I just want to keep a lot of my stuff private, but I'm also understanding that in today's time that you have to kind of pivot. You got to have to, kind of expose yourself a little bit to the masses so that they know what you do and how to kind of reach you and whatnot. So I've been trying to be better in that area, but I'm also still trying to be as private as possible in like certain things. So for me, like really want to do real good in real estate. Obviously, I want to have a couple kids as well too. Those things are, we'll see what happens. Whatever God's will is for me and my wife, we're gonna go forward that way. But like overall, that's like a big thing. But I also want to kind of I want to be a good dad. Like one day I want to teach my kids sports because, I was really good at basketball and football. So I thought I just, cross that over to them. If you understood how I put that together. But no, but, just kind of teach them good life lessons, help them to be good people in society, kind of spread that for them. But more than just kind of help my friends and family, spend more time traveling. I've always been the type of guy where I don't want to just, I want to always open to whatever happens tomorrow, because kind of like what Stan mentioned, we don't know how much longer, our parents have, for, people that may know, me and Toby lost our dad last year. And I know Stan lost his dad a few years ago and stuff like that. So that understanding of parents are getting older and trying to figure out how to take care of them in the future and stuff like that. And how are they doing? So, so that's always a question in my head and trying to figure that part out. But yeah, for me, just also want to kind of give back more to the community, give back more to the younger generation. I always feel in my head, I'm thinking man, I need to do a better job at this, but I just feel maybe I'm making excuses. I'm oh, I don't get to see some people, but then again, I want to make more time for people, trying to give back wisdom or, advice that people have given me so I can continue to pass that along. So those have been things that I've been always kind of wondering. And I don't know. I've always thought about maybe like going back to school, getting my master's. School for me has never been like a fun thing. Like I've always hated that kind of structure, but I do like structure. But when it comes to school, I'm just like, yeah. But I always want to be, always had that goal of like, you know what, might as well just get it done, like, you know, sooner the better and stuff like that. So that's always been one of my goals as well too. But yeah, that's pretty much mine. I know it's not super exciting, but just, you know, really want to kind of like help our community, really help like our youth and stuff like that. That's always been like a passion of mine and stuff like that. But that's me, guys. Take it or leave it. But no, I kind of want to, you know, did want to pass it along to Toby. Obviously, Toby, you know, we've been talking about in this episode, where has Toby been? And so, you know, wanted to kind of like shed some light, kind of ask you like, what's, you know, how you been, where you been, you know, what's some of your goals? So
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly, everything you guys said has just been as awesome. I think a lot of us are very family oriented. So to hear like how that's kind of like empowers like everyone's kind of goals, kind of seeing ourselves in the future. And it's just like, oh, that's cool. You know, Chris wants to raise let's have a kid, you know, thinking about like financially, like all of us are like, because I think growing up, you know, it's like, you know, our parents came from India, like they kind of like had to get a job. They kind of had to like, you know, slowly like build up their wealth and like they passed on whatever they could to us. But like, you know, and then like obviously it's our jobs, you know, as like give our kids like even double than what we got, because I feel like, I mean, speaking for, you know, myself at least, it's like, you know, even Eddie, like, you know, we're given a good hand, like, you know, we can't complain too much. So it's just like, man, and if our parents were able to give that to us, it's like, man, what's stopping us from like doubling, tripling that for our future families? So I mean, like even with that in mind, you know, it's like, you know, Abby, you're talking about like how school is not like, you know, your favorite thing in the world, which I'm sure like not a lot of people's things are, like except for Stan, who went to like five, you know, went to every single college in the state of Texas. But you know, we'll get into that a little later. He has all the Infinity Stones. But no, honestly, dude, my biggest goal is like, you know, the reason I've been so MIA is like, you know, I am back in school now. You know, I am trying to, you know, further my education, trying to like build like, you know, myself as an asset with like my company now, and which I think is like, which is a good company. Like, you know, I work as an accountant, and then, you know, with accounting, you know, it's like you can, you know, you I feel like with accounting, you can kind of like set yourself up to like make to be worth as much money as you can before either a company or yourself. And then, you know, so honestly, like, do like, you know, been trying to like get my own like tax license, been trying to be able to kind of like, you know, hopefully within the next 5 years, like, you know, attain that, hopefully like start a business when I'm like, before I'm, you know, 31 at least. And then hopefully within 5 years, I want to see how this could kind of grow a little bit, you know, like we all need to do our taxes. So, you know, I definitely see myself kind of going that route, hopefully, you know, but, you know, it's been a little tricky so far. I've just been kind of like, being able to kind of prioritize that kind of situation. So honestly, my evenings have just been so busy with like stuff like that. So, you know, unfortunately, I've been able to kind of like do the podcast with you guys. And I don't think there's anybody asking for me. I know there's maybe like there's one or two. You know, Evie loves to exaggerate. Evie's like, hey, everyone's asking for me. And then, so honestly, that's just been where I've been at lately. In 5 years, I too, like Sam, will be 34. You know, as of this day recording. You know, I say that because, you know, I'll be 30 in like legit like 15 days from now. You know, I'm gonna go to a small city in Nevada, just do a little volunteer work, you know, projects, you know, try to help the homeless a little bit, aka Vegas. But you know, other than that, like I don't know about you guys, but like since I was like 20 to about even like, you know, approaching 30, I feel like I've had so many different phases of like of in my 20s where like from 20 to like 22, you're still in college, you kind of get out, you know, from 23 to 25, you kind of get your first job if you're in the corporate world, like kind of learning the nuances of like what it's like to be a corporate professional. And then like Stan, you were saying like the best time to find a job is when you have the job, right? So like kind of like finding a new job, kind of especially with accounting, like, you know, you can easily get a good salary increase as you go along the ways. As people go in and out of relationships, even that, like you learn so much. And then like priorities definitely do change. And then like with all those life lessons, like, man, I would love to kind of hopefully, you know, God willingly, you know, raise a family, you know, have, you know, if I find my wife, you know, if I, you know, have a couple kids, it's like, I feel like, you know, I've been given like, you know, God's been putting me in a lot of situations where like I can feel like I can kind of pass that knowledge down a little bit. So hopefully, you know, who knows what could happen. And, you know, the best thing I've learned so far is like, you know, control what you can control, you know, and if you can't control something, like if you want to, you know, you can't get down too bad, right? So just kind of like picking yourself up, kind of figuring out new avenues, opening new doors, and then like stuff like that's always exciting. So if anybody feels like, they're down right now. It's like I always tell them, like, man, like you never know what these new opportunities can kind of open, right? Like you feel like you have a key to open a door. It's the door that you want to open, but maybe that key is for another door, but you just got to keep searching, you got to keep finding, you got to keep putting that key in the lock. So, and if it opens, you never know what you may find, right? So stuff like that's just been like kind of been, it's kind of been me a little bit lately, just personally, just like, I think one big, driving factor for myself is like, man, I want to make some money. Like, Abby, I know you feel the same way. I'm sure all of us do. Like, we want to take care of parents. Like, we see how hard my mom works. It's like, man, like we want love to like hopefully within 5 years or so, like, man, like, help her retire, like help her set up with a good family, with like a good, like chill retired life, like would do what she wants to be able to do. So, honestly, like there's so much like momentum going on, like so much motivation. So hearing it, especially with all the things you guys have been saying, like it's been, I feel like we're all on the same path, right? So it's very exciting, like Stan was saying though, 80% of the time, you never know. It may not be what you think it is. So, but like, hey, you never know what other avenues and other doors may open. So, opportunity is always a good thing. So, that's what I like to say and like to hear.
No, that's some good stuff, man. And we hope the best for you for sure. And like, I'm telling you, man, Toby kind of hit the nail on the head. Like, we always got to keep an open mind on like situations. Like, what we planned 5 years ago, did half of that turn, some of it turned out great, some of it wasn't really what we planned up to be. But like sometimes our plan sometimes is, in a sense, may not work out, but being open to the next thing, or being open to the next chapter, continuously figuring that, continuously moving forward. I used to tell people all the time, it's like, hey, don't just stand still. If something, whatever obstacle comes in the way, don't let that obstacle define you. Let your next step define you. And that'd be the next thing to kind of figure out and like pivot that way as well. So yeah, man, that's pretty cool.
I think pivoting is like a strong word right there. Like it's what you got to do, right? And I like, you can, people say, oh man, I'm down bad right now, but like you just said it, they'd be like pivot, like figure out a new way to handle that, figure out a different way to kind of tackle that. So I think pivoting is like a great word to use right there.
That makes me think of the Pivot podcast.
Pivot podcast, baby. No, there's
just kidding. No free shout outs. No, but I definitely agree. I think it's important to set goals, but also like, and I guess maybe this might be a good question for y'all too. Like when, like Stan was saying, like, hey, 80% of the time, something that you set as a goal might not be what you end up doing. Stan thought he was going to be in, I forgot what you're a primary care, and now you're in urgent care, saving shit and doing shit. So, you switched and your whole life is
saving lives.
Yeah, saving lives, But like, when do you guys feel like, let's say you set a goal and then when do you feel like you realize like, hey, I need to stop this goal? Not saying like the goal is bad or good, but when do you feel like, hey, like I see this other opportunity, like I want to pivot to that? Like when do you, like what would you tell our fans? Like how would they dissect that?
I think you mentioned this before, so it got me thinking. The way I was kind of thinking about it is actually in terms of video games. So kind of bear with me here. So again, I play a lot of video games, like I was mentioning, but there's so many, there's going to be some hits, there's going to be some duds, but you don't know until you try, right? And again, used to back in the day, I would buy a game and they're expensive, right? So you feel obligated to kind of, buy it and play the whole thing, right? Even if it's a terrible game, you feel kind of obligated. But that's something called the sunk cost fallacy, right? Because you've already spent so much money, you think, the time you have to kind of spend it. But again, I would say it's better to kind of try it, and by an hour or 2 hours in, you're going to know if you like the game or not. So if it's a 50-60 hour game, why spend 48 more hours or 50 more hours playing when it's something that you don't enjoy, right? So I think that can also apply in our lives as well. Is try. You're never going to know unless you try, right? It could be the worst mistake of your life, and you're going to hate it, or it might be the best decision you've ever made, right? But at the end of the day, you're not going to know if you try, right? We can always say, we can and we wish, but unless we actually put that step forward, try something, we're never going to know. So I think you just have that feeling, right? When you're not making any progress or you're not enjoying it, right? I think that's when you have to call it quits. And I think you have to be okay with it, whether you invested a lot of money into something, right? Whether you invested a lot of time into something. We don't have to keep going and keep wasting money, keep wasting time. The money we've already spent and the time we've already spent is gone, right? You can't go back in time and reclaim that money. You can't go back in time and reclaim that time either. So if you know you enjoy something, you can continue to do it. But if it's not providing you any joy, it's not providing you any benefit, I think that's when you can kind of call it quits. And I think that can apply in life, in video games, whatever you name.
Yeah, and I think I like what you said there, Stan. I think one thing in our community, especially in our Indian, South Asian, or just in India in general, like our communities, our big thing is like what we're scared to do is failure. And like that's something that like for some reason that's been taught to us since we were kids. Like, hey, don't fail, like don't mess up, don't get bad grades, don't do this. Like it's crazy because when you look at society, look at other things, like failure is honestly the best lesson sometimes, like kind of learning from your mistakes, growing from those things, because at the same time, it's like Stanley, exactly what you said, like, we can travel on these paths, travel on these roads and try to figure it out. And it's okay to kind of like, say that you've done everything you can to make this work. You've been consistent, you've worked your butt off just to make this thing happen. And sometimes it just doesn't happen. But during those times, you may find the next thing that's going to come around the corner. And that's going to be the thing that, oh my God, this is what I've been waiting for so long. So just continuously just moving and keep working hard. And we mentioned this in the last episode too, just like we got to keep that focus, that tunnel vision straight forward. But just don't be afraid to fail. Failure is always a good thing. So all the viewers out there, failure is good. Don't take your parents said.
No, that's true. I mean, failure is a good thing. It reminds me of that Bruce Lee quote, right? Don't pray for an easy life, pray for strength to endure difficult ones. And I think like that kind of like that plays, that's exactly what you're kind of talking about, because life's not gonna be easy. Like at the end of the day, why would you kind of want it to be easy too, right? Like you get to go through all these trials, ups and downs. It just kind of builds you as a man, more character, and just kind of like you kind of get, you get more stronger, like in that sense, if anything else does come your way. So, shout out to Bruce Lee. Oh, no free shout out. So he's dead, right?
Oh my God, yes, he's dead.
Oh, dead. Shit, okay. He's dead.
No, I thought is Jet Li dead?
I don't think Jet Li's dead.
I think all the Lees are dead, right?
Oh my God.
Fuck.
There's more than two Lees, okay?
Jackie. Oh no, this is Jackie Chan. Sorry.
Jackie
Oh
Chan. God. We're going to a really bad rabbit hole.
This has started off really good, and now it's going
Bruce Lee.
Really
I've been Bruce Lee. I'm sorry. I take all that back.
Good stuff, fellas. Well, I kind of wanted to also give this time to our backrow boy, the game, the cerebral assassin. I don't know about the King of Kings, but I want to know, I know you got a big announcement for us.
Yeah, no, honestly, like if we reach 100,000 views and the 20th person retweet this, I'm going to give them $1,000. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. No, honestly, hey, especially me being so in and out of the lineup. You guys have carried it so well. Like I've enjoyed listening to you guys, especially the little mini clips. Shout out Chris. No free shout out, sorry. Chris, you do a good job with the TikToks. Hey, this is gonna be my last episode for at least a while. We're gonna be taking sabbatical. Just gonna be focusing on life, like you said, the goals, and then but I'll be watching you guys. I'm supporting, retweeting, all this stuff. So unfortunately, this will be the last episode for a good while. I'll be out permanently, just to answer the two people's questions who kept asking about me. So hey, shout out to those two people. Love you guys. I don't know if I did that right, but hey, yeah, just
I think that was like smoking a blunt.
No, it was a lot of experience in that. No, hey, yeah, this will be the last episode. Loved hanging out with you guys. I'm pretty sure I'll see you guys this weekend or next weekend. So goodbye.
Well, me and Toby in the same house, so we probably run.
Yeah, I'll see your bitch ass a little later.
By like 10 seconds, you'll see him.
Yeah. When me and Toby see each other in the hallway, it's either two things happen. We accidentally scare each other, or we're like, hey, get the hell out of the way, man.
I tend to get more angry. Like, get the fuck out of this way.
All right, Toby. Well, I guess we'll kind of all go around and saying our last farewell or last goodbyes to you. Sorry to destroyed you in fantasy football this week and took you down to 0-2. I'm sorry this is how you had to go out this week. But on a serious note, man, glad that we all four started this podcast together. You were one of the integral parts of this podcast. Again, like I mentioned, the initial host of this podcast. Again, you're always welcome back, right? You're still one of our original four. Again, think of yourself like a Brock Lesnar, right? He's not a full timer; he's a part timer, so he can always come back for those special occasions, those pay-per-view events. You're not part of the main cast right now, but come on in whenever you want, and we can always. You're on the main roster right now, but whenever you want, that fourth kind of seat or chair is kind of open for you. Again, I want to see you in a couple of weeks for when we serve the homeless in Nevada. So we'll have a good time over there.
Yeah, well, good time. Well, hey, help the hopeless. That's what we're about to do, Stan.
Help the hopeless. Help the hopeless, yes, sir.
Such a motivational episode today. No, but I just
why am I crying?
But I just want to say, appreciate you too, man. Like Stan was saying, it's crazy that we even started this. Like I remember our group chats, and I think you and Abby were like one of the few people that really wanted to kick this off. And I think if you guys didn't, put so much, passion into it, I think, even me and Stan, I feel like Stan was into it too. I was into it too, but I feel like having all of us have like a unified passion has what made us start this, right? Even though you're leaving, like we respect what you're doing it for. And I think, we appreciate you coming on to the podcast to address these, allegations, because, fans have wondered like what the fuck has happened. And now they actually know like he's okay. We didn't fight. No one got punched. It's just, school. So that's what it is. But we appreciate it. Good luck with what you're doing. And like Stan was saying, come back when you want. And, there's always going to be that fourth seat available for you, bro.
Appreciate it, guys.
Oh, yeah. But man, just like what the other Backrow Boys said, man, you were pivotal. You're one of the co-founders, the creators of the Backrow Boys. And without you, we wouldn't be here, honestly. So, honestly, appreciate everything you've done for us. Appreciate all the help, the topics. And man, I respect it. I think you're going to do great things in this life. I think you're going to do far in your career, in your businesses, and everything you got going on. So best of luck in school. Stay focused, never give up, and just keep pushing forward. And like, honestly,
I've seen a quote, but okay.
Hustle, loyalty, and respect. But man, just keep doing it. Like what Stan and Chris said, you always have a seat in the back row. So never forget that.
See in the background like that. I appreciate you guys. And I know, obviously, I'm still in the loop of what you guys are doing. So for anybody listening, to the viewers, there's some good content coming through. Some interesting things. We're going to do some new stuff. So definitely stay tuned, because I know I'll be reposting. I'll be doing all this. So I'm excited to see what you guys do with it. And, bring it home, and then just kind of keep growing, keep learning. That's all we can do, right?
There you go. Well, that being said, the question has been answered, and we have answered. Where has Toby been? Y'all know it.
No drama.
Exactly. Now we go into a segment that we all know. Maybe if you don't know, let me explain it. This is called the free shout outs. This is the time where we give a shout out to something that is we're not being sponsored. We're not getting paid. We're just doing a free shout out. Okay. And so I'm going to start off with myself, and I'm going to do a free shout out. I'm going to do a quick free shout out to the restaurant Cheddar's. I actually went there last week after, I don't know how long it's been years. For some reason, I was craving when I was staying at my mom's house while I'm going through kitchen renovations at my house. And it hit the spot, my boys. They got the broccoli cheddar. They got the casserole thing. They got some juicy steaks, wine. Hey, we did the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to Cheddar's, the chicken scratch, or scratch chicken, or cat scratch
chicken scratch.
Chicken scratch.
Sorry, got a lot of chickens in there, but no, shout out to Cheddar's. It's still banging, still juicy, still cheddary. So that's my free shout out. And y'all can go ahead. Stan, what you got?
My free shout out is going to be something we kind of briefly talked about today. I know we talked about our 5-year plan kind of going forward, but I think a lot of us forget the time right now. There's a good quote out there. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. So I always tell people, take advantage of all the time you have. Take advantage of what you're doing right now. Sometimes we regret things that happened in the past, and knowing that we can't change it. We worry about things that have yet to happen. Again, focus on what you can now and enjoy every moment of it, right? Because again, what you're living through is the present, right? You're not living through the past. You're not living through the future. You're living through right here, right now. So shout out to the present. Shout out to the current time.
Whoa, that's some deep stuff, boy.
I just actually scrolled over and looked at a different quote. So, but it looks like, I know it off the top of my whole brain, right?
Man, you know so much.
Yeah, spoilers, dude. I guess I can go. So my free shout out for this week, I guess going with the theme of a 5-year plan, one that I mentioned was health, getting in shape. And, I used to be in pretty good shape, and, now it's just Food is just crawling into my mouth for some reason. But one investment that I made recently was I have a standing desk, and it's not the most glamorous thing. It's one I actually have to crank it to go up, so it's part of my workout plan. But what I did underneath my standing desk is actually have a treadmill, so I can walk on my treadmill while I'm doing tedious work or just writing emails or messages. And I kind of like it. It's nice because I can do like 20 minutes of walking every hour, or I try to get like 5 miles a day basically, and it's helped me out a lot. It's helping me not to work, especially when it's hot outside. Like I don't want to go outside, sweat like crazy, or I don't want to go to the gym just to get on the treadmill. So this is pretty useful for me. So I don't know the brand, so it makes it perfect for a free shout out, but yeah, shout out to my treadmill, y'all.
Hey, no, my shout outs to Backrow Boys, to you guys. It's been a fun little journey, been a fun run, and I think each of us have all carried a certain weight, into like making it is what it is today. I'm sure people will be like, oh no, Toby, you can still do everything, but like honestly, dude, there's a lot of work, a lot of detail, a lot of production that goes into making an episode out of all this. So shout out to all you guys, appreciate it. I'm sure I'll see you guys soon anyways. But yeah, no, with that being said, I'm gonna end the show off with, hey, it's a beautiful day to talk to some friends, and everybody out there, enjoy this episode, and I will see y'all when I see y'all, and the Backrow Boys will always be here. Peace. What the fuck was that?
You haven't been here.
It's been a minute.
Did he just come on me right now?